a real quick update before I go to bed. I've been watching this thing for a while. They finally updated this. This is the 3 a.m. map. Dug around in here. The fastest thing I can find as of 3 o'clock this morning was about 79 miles an hour. Here's all the readout on what they're expecting it to do. Makes sense to me. She's pretty much dying. Thank goodness. She's down to Cat 1. She's going to hang Cat 1 for a while, though. She's big. She's going to compress a little bit more. That's going to keep her speed. So, not good for Wilmington to have a lock. Y'all saw topsail. Topsail's getting hammered. I knew it would. I've been calling that from the beginning. Looks like so far probably the most damage has been done in maybe New Bern, because well, not most, but a huge part of New Bern there is underwater. Trying to think here, Northern Outer Banks, we're still doing about the same. It's real calm right here at my house at the moment. Like literally, I could go fishing. If you go up here, you're looking 14, 15, 16 mile an hour winds. We're getting ready to pass back into 18 mile an hour winds, and I believe so, because I have been hearing a few higher gusts pick up. So, keep hanging in there. This is going to hang out for a while. There's even a chance it's going to come in here and it's going to drop off. We're going to get nothing for wind for a little while. It's going to fiddle fart around and turn and come. Oh, let me get my finger here. It's going to come in, it's going to turn, go hook back around. And there's a chance that when it gets back out over here, it's going to cause a nice disturbance and hit us with some more winds about like we're having today. Or right now, I should say, not today. Good thing about this is all the fast winds in this thing are backwards toward this northeast wall instead of anywhere up here in the north like like I was expecting them to be when it got here. So they are getting some good winds down there, but they're not getting these 80 mile an hour winds. So you're still hearing these mainstream news channels, oh, we're getting huge crazy winds. No, you're getting some gusts. Like right now over in this area, you're looking at a sustained 44 with gusts as of, let's see, 4 a.m. They're supposed to be having gusts of 82 mile an hour right here. So these are gusts. These are not steady winds. That's plenty, though, to do damage. Is that? There we go. I'm tired. I guess you can tell. Been watching this thing. I went out and looked around today, went up through Bell's Island up that way, looked at the sound. Sound was mad. Not a ton of surge. They called the surge warning off completely, and as of 2:42 this morning, they have turned it back on, where they're thinking this thing's going to stall and it's going to kind of hang out, keep this little low pressure over top of the north here, and they're talking about if these big waves come in, because all these big waves are right in here, and I don't foresee humongous waves coming up here and getting us. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that we won't see some 20-footers. Let's see, the National Hurricane Center was saying that we might have enough to where it will actually breach the northern Outer Banks and create an inlet. I don't think so. I just don't see it happening. There is an inlet up near Corolla that was, it's an old-ass inlet. I can't remember what it's called now. But if the storm was further north, I could have seen it punching a hole through that one. I did cut a new inlet down at Ramp 55, and that's nothing, I'm sure new inlet will probably have some water flowing through it before the storm's over with as well. I wouldn't be surprised to find out Drum Inlet or New Drum Inlet got opened back up, because it's punching through those dunes down there just like every other storm we get does. And that's all I'm going to say. I am tired. I'm going to bed. You can tell, I don't know if you can tell the difference this time. The eyes opened up. She's not as compact as she was. That's a sign that she's dying. Category 1. But it's a solid Category 1. It's not some big, expansive spread out. It's still fairly compact. A lot of energy there in the center. Large wind fields. Scattered bands of rain. Not like any type of well-formed storm, because it got over here and it got over top of a bunch of dry air, and hey, it started opening up and getting holes through it. I've actually got pictures of blue sky today I got pictures of rainbows, real pretty sunset up behind Grandy. Where else? See, Knott's Island. I saw some pictures from Knott's Island, showed a real nice sunset. So I guess pretty much everywhere got a decent sunset today, as long as you were north of Poplar Branch. Poplar Branch down, it got a little bit more cloudy, except over toward maybe east-southeast. There was a little hole that popped up there, and you could actually see the sun hitting the clouds up above the bands off this storm, and it was pretty neat. I couldn't get a video to where you could actually see it three-dimensionally, or I would have posted it, but it's pretty neat to see. You could actually see, you got these real high cumulus clouds, the sun's hitting them, and they're beautiful, just like a sunny, pretty day. Then you got these dense gray bands of rain coming off Florence and just ruining the view of these big, beautiful clouds. I did get a few still shots, but still shot doesn't do anything for depth. You really have to be moving so you can actually see the differences in the speed that the upper layers and lower levels are moving at before you really get a sense of depth. But you'll have to take my word for it. It was very, just an awesome experience to be able to see how much depth there was. I guarantee you there was probably 5 visible miles of depth through the clouds. It was really neat. All right, well, y'all take care. I'm sure y'all are in bed. I don't expect anybody to watch this for some reason. Nobody watches my videos that I've been posting up for this stuff. Y'all will surely eventually figure out that I'm not just some blabbering idiot, even though I stutter at times and stumble for words. It's really not hard to predict these things, especially not when the internet's laced with tools that are good for this sort of thing. All right, but y'all have a good night, and I will check back in if I see anything interesting.